I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic book show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comics and superheroes. And on today's show, we are taking a closer look at Nightwing issue number 18. When an old foe returns to make life hell for Dick Grayson, he and Damian are going to have to go to the ends of the earth to fight back. What'll happen next? Let's hop on in together and find out, shall we? So as we join the comic, we check on in with Professor Pig and see where he's holding Sean, Dick Grayson's newest love interest, hostage. For those who don't know, Professor Pig is a Grant Morrison invention, and actually the first villain Dick Grayson and Damian Wayne fought in their time together as Batman and Robin. Nightwing makes the scene to duke it out with the Daltrons, the mangled henchmen of Professor Pig, but it's clear that his brain isn't entirely in this fight right now. You see, in the previous issue, when Nightwing and Robin were duking it out with Deathwing, a Daltron that believed himself to be a dark mirror to Nightwing himself, he was stabbed with this strange knife. One that made him feel as though he lived different lives that he didn't remember. Now, obviously, as the reader, we know this is actually iterations of Dick Grayson that existed in other universes, but it's distressing none the same. Then there's the matter of the Daltron Robin, or as Damian takes to calling him, Robintron, who is actually all in all a good kid and is grappling with the memories that Pig implanted in his head and his own memories. What's Pig's big reason for attacking Sean? Well, apparently it's artistic in nature. Yeah, he's a fan of her work, wouldn't you know? What I dig about Pig as a bad guy is that even though all of Batman's other villains are insane in one way or another, there's nothing charming or endearing about Pig's madness. He is just a gibbering madman. What's even cooler about this issue is once Sean is freed, she doesn't run away. She actually wants to get a little payback on Pig. Again, remember, she's a reformed supervillainess, so of course she knows how to hold her own in a fight against a costumed weirdo. Nightwing eventually hits upon the idea that they're actually standing inside a giant kiln right now. Pig wants to turn them all into works of art, even if it means killing everybody, especially if it means killing everybody, in fact. The heroes manage to escape, but they're not the only ones. Deathwing attempts to steal the Batmobile, and he succeeds because, wouldn't you know it, he's able to actually recreate Dick Grayson's voice without even trying. And it's right around here the comic gets really crazy. You see, Dick interrogates Pig about what he's been doing, and we find out Pig himself in this situation was just a middleman, spurned on by someone else. A doctor, no less. His doctor, a doctor of pain and hurt. That person, as we discover, is none other than Dr. Simon Hurt, aka yet another Grant Morrison invention, the main villain of his Batman run from about 2007 to 2011. A guy who in his time was implied to be a time traveler, Bruce Wayne's father, Bruce Wayne's brother, maybe even the devil himself. And now right here as the comic ends, he vows that Dick Grayson will die at dawn, a reference to a famous Batman story called Robin Dies at Dawn. Clearly Seeley has done his homework. So there you have it, Nightwing number 18, and if you couldn't tell, I thought this comic was an absolute blast from start to finish. I mentioned before, Tim Seeley really seems to be writing a love letter to the Grant Morrison era of Batman, but more importantly than that, he's picking up the torch and running with it in a really interesting, compelling way. The Dick-Damian relationship is great, and there's an absolutely amazing scene in this wherein they're fighting each other only to have the brainwashed little kid Daltron Robin tell them that, no, you're friends, you need to help each other, you bring out the best in each other. It's 100% true, and what really works about this story is kind of defining what Dick and Damian mean to one another, really independently of Batman. So there you go, Nightwing number 18 on the books. As always, I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to check out some of the other videos I have on offer from the channel, please think of these on screen right now. Moreover than that, if you want to keep up with all the Bat Family titles coming out on the channel, there's no better way to do so than to go down into the description of this very video and follow me at Cape Joel on Twitter. And if you're a fan of the Comic Multiverse or just enjoy podcasts in general, then for the 52nd episode of the Comic Multiverse, Matt and myself are going to be trying our first ever live streaming of the show. We'll be doing that on Monday, April the 10th over on the Fortress of Solitude channel, say maybe around 9-10 Eastern Standard Time, depending on how long it takes us to get rolling. Hope to see you there. And until next time, everyone, I've been Cape Joel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye-bye.